is the day where we are sanding the greenhouse. I'm convinced that I'm going to be able to sand the entire thing today because I'm not doing a whole lot of like very detailed sanding. I'm just kind of going to go through and see what needs to be sanded, especially the parts that I have marked, like that has like pencil markings on it or something like that. It's not going to be super detailed and it hopefully won't take all day. So I really quickly wanted to touch on what these look like after, I think it's been maybe 3 days since I stained them. They look pretty much the same, I would say. It's just a little more cured. I still definitely think I like this one better, which is good because I just went out and got a whole gallon of it just this morning. So we are going with this one, of course. But it's nice to see kind of this part is definitely still orangey, but this is pretty nice and I would definitely use this somewhere else, like I was saying on my little planter box that I built. So I'm excited to use this for something else. But yeah, this still looks super nice. Yet again, this is the sanded side, this is the non-sanded side, so it looks not very nice over here. So I think what I'm going to do first is kind of go around with a pencil and identify all the spots that I think really needs good sanding and kind of lightly circle around it, because since I'm going to be sanding that part, it's going to sand off the pencil markings. I'm just not going to do it super dark, just very lightly, so that I don't kind of just bounce around and like then later when I realize I'm staining, oh shoot, I forgot to sand this part, it looks so bad. And so I think that's a good idea to kind of go through and find all the problem spots and identify them so that I can just kind of go through and sand them down and then know for a fact that I got everything. So I think the main sander that I'm going to be using today is this belt sander. Thankfully my dad had it, so I did not have to rent one, which is really nice. And I've practiced with it before, so I know how to use it. The only thing is, like, it might be a little awkward to do like the up and down kind of things, because usually you're just sanding like this, and so it could get a little awkward. But I do also have a small, more handheld one that I could use in like smaller spots where I'm just like, this is really awkward, like I can't get that in there. So that'll be nice. We have 2 different sanders that we're going to be able to use today. So I'm just going to get to marking and then I'll be back when we're ready to sand. I cannot tell you how many of these walnuts I have found in my greenhouse just somewhere. I think I found 3 of them in that exact spot. These squirrels love to hide their walnuts on my greenhouse. On the other side in the exact same place. These squirrels are so funny. Okay, so I did just kind of like here and there. There's also planks that like I know I need to sand the entire thing because they're not as smooth as the others, and so I will just kind of be going off of where I marked, but also at the same time going through and just being like, okay, I think I should just do the entire thing. Kind of thinking, where else can I smooth it? Because I would rather smooth the entire thing than just here and there, so that the paint will look better. But also, the siding is only gonna go up to like here. So honestly, here down, it doesn't have to be super smooth because you're not gonna see it anyways. So that's cool, but I'm probably just gonna go maybe halfway down because I can't exactly remember how high it's gonna be. But you know, so that's nice that we don't have to do the entire thing. All right, so let's get into it. Now this kind of spot here is where I'm gonna need this small one. because this big one is not going to be able to fit in here because of this here. So that's where this one comes in here. I also got new glasses because the old ones did not have this protective cover, and I was getting tons of sawdust in my eye, and that was not fun at all. So this is a bit of an awkward spot, but there you go. That works perfectly. I think I just realized I'm probably going to end up doing the entire greenhouse. I mean, why not? I don't want it necessarily to be part uneven, part even. We'll see, I guess. What the frick? This is so disgusting. Not disgusting, but just like, it's all the way filled up to here. It's like caked in there. Word. My face was inches away from this thing. Ew! Ew, I hate spiders. Ew! It's huge, bro. Ah! Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. No, I can't. I can't. Oh my gosh, what if it jumps? Oh my god, I actually can't. Ew. I'm sorry, I know this is ridiculous, but like, get out of here, bruh. Ew! Ew! My word. Ew, 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 ew. Ew, 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 ew. No! No! Bro. I'm not kidding. Get out of here. Oh shoot, I just flicked it. I don't even know where it is anymore. Okay, I do realize I look insane right now. It feels like taking off like a band-aid. Oh my gosh, I can breathe, bro. We are all done with sanding. We got it done in one day. I started at 2 o'clock, 2:30-ish, and it's 7:16. Took a while, but we got it done, and I'm really happy with it. It's so smooth. I decided that I wasn't gonna do full-on sanding of the sides of these, just because I don't really care that much, and it's only gonna be on the inside that I'm really gonna see them, because nobody's that high up to be able to see that, and I honestly don't really care. And the main thing was just kind of getting off all the markings, so I did that. That was the last thing to do, and now it is all done. Before I am even able to stain it, I'm going to go through and wipe it down with water and like give it a few hours or so to kind of soak up. I'm not doing that today though, because it is getting late and the sun is almost gone. It has definitely set. It's really, really pretty out right now. There's a little bit of like sunset in the sky and the clouds, but as you can tell by the color of your screen right now, it is darker than it was when we started. So I'm gonna be done for today, but I'm just so glad that I was able to get this done today. And the next time you see me, I will either be wiping down the whole greenhouse or building the door. So yeah. Good morning, guys. So it is the next day. Right now I'm getting ready to wipe down the entire greenhouse with just water on a sponge. Then I'm gonna let that dry as I start building the door. So I'm gonna do a quick brush off again with the broom that I have, and then we're gonna get into wiping it down. Okay, so I just wiped down everything and now it is time to move on to creating the door. I printed out my pieces of paper that I needed for like the instructions, and we're gonna gather all the wood that we need and then start laying it out in the way that the door is gonna be built. Okay, so I just want to make sure these are the right length. So the small ones are supposed to be 36 inches and the long ones are supposed to be 67. 36, 36, 67, 67. Perfect. I just decided to get this table because I want these to be as flush and as evenly screwed together as possible. I didn't want to do it on the ground because we kind of have seen how that has led to a few of the pieces not really being as flush as they should be, and I just want to see if this would work better. Plus I don't want to be sitting on the ground, really. I just want to kind of be standing and working on it. Yeah, it's definitely not long enough to do like the whole frame at once, which is fine, but you know, that's kind of the basics of it. Forget about this piece. This piece goes in the middle, so it's gonna kind of be like, if you can imagine it, it's kind of gonna be like this. This is what it's gonna look like. So this says that I should be drilling pocket holes. I don't really know if I exactly know what that is, so I'm gonna ask my dad and see if he can explain it to me and how one drills pocket holes. I'm gonna try a test with these two pieces of wood to see if I actually need to use a pocket jig or create pocket holes. Because I was just telling my dad, I don't even like the look of the pocket hole because it's just so huge. Just like a giant hole in my door just looks really ugly. And I'd rather it just be like a small little hole that I could easily fill. I mean, I could fill the pocket hole, but it would be less to fill if I just kept screwing in the screw and made a little hole. You know what I mean? Like, you just continue screwing in until it's past, you know, past the edge of the wood, and you just kind of continue. You'll see what I mean with this test. We are going to start by kind of just drilling. I might even consider using like a 3-inch screw, something like that, but I'm gonna just start with this, and I'm gonna kind of just, how far can I get in there? So probably do it more here and just screw all the way until it's like in there, kind of, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't, but that's okay. And these are the 2.5-inch screws, so it should go pretty far in if I do it at the right angle. I think that was the angle I put it in. Okay, yeah, see, so like I created my own type of jig hole. So I pretty much created my own mini jig hole just by continuing to shove that screw in there. You can see how far in it is. So I'm hoping that that's kind of gonna hold it. So let's release these and see what we got with working here. Oh my gosh, yeah. It's a little crooked. So I don't know if I lined this up well enough. Clearly there was a little bit of a gap, so I'm just gonna have to do that better. But that's why we're using Ted's pieces. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. And then I can just fill that hole if I feel like I really want to. All right, let's get another table so we can fully frame this out and then get to screwing. So actually, I'm just gonna take this off because I don't need it on here for now. Okay, perfect square here. Pretty perfectly aligned there. Wish me luck. Okay, so I tried doing it on the inside here and it kind of pushed this over as I was screwing it in. So I'm now going to try again and see if I could just do it from the outside in and save myself the hassle of even needing to do pocket holes, because if I was going to fill that anyway, I can just fill it on the outside. And if it's easier that way and it makes it more perfect, I'd rather it be perfect and have to fill on the outside than it be completely off and fill it on the inside. You know, like, why would I do that to myself? So I'm gonna try doing it this way. Jeez, bro. Okay, no. Unscrew it a little bit because now it's creating a gap. Okay, I think that's good. Then I can also go back in on this side if I really want to. Let's see. Maybe I double it. Maybe I double it. Yes, I'm using the same freaking hole. Oh well. We're just gonna try this. Oh, perfect. Okay. And that would make it really sturdy. Let's see. Am I cooking here? Am I cooking? Wow. Yes, I am. Oh, that's beautiful. Whoa. I cooked. I really did. Perfect. Oh my gosh, it looks perfect. It looks even better than the other one. That's amazing. Okay, so now we're just gonna do the bottom one, and then we'll see how the middle piece fits and if we need to kind of like sand it down a little bit or cut it to let it fit. And I'm hoping that this won't take super long because it seems like I'm getting the hang of it and we're kind of getting there. So, yay! Well, that's unfortunate. I might have to just kind of grind that down a little bit so it's more flush. That's really weird. Oh well. All right, the entire thing is framed, and now I get to put on the braces. I mean, I don't even have to, but it would cover up the holes. Ooh, ooh. It's gonna cover up these inside holes that I make. So I said to use it from your scrap pieces. Cut them at 45-degree angles. So it's supposed to be 5.5 long both ways and then 45. Hold Hold on. Do I even have to? I literally don't even have to. Wait! So let's go ahead and drill it. Hey, I'd rather use scrap pieces than go and cut more to make more scrap pieces. You know what I mean? There's one. And that is our door frame completely done. Not the full door because we still have to put the plastic on it. And like I said earlier, I'm not doing that yet. I'm gonna wait till after winter because my dad said it's probably a better idea to do it after, just in case in winter the snow somehow breaks, like rips it, or something falls on it and it rips. It's like you just bought it, now you're really just gonna in the spring buy another one. Like, it doesn't make sense. Now it is time to sand and then wipe down, and then it will be ready to stain. I think this is probably the most structurally sound piece of my greenhouse. I just stood it up so that we can give it as much airflow as possible and let it dry. I think I'm gonna go try to find the putty stuff and fill these holes here because I don't like how they look. All right, so it appears to be pretty much dried, and I have the wood filler here. It's called Plastic Wood. It's the DAP brand. So I'm just gonna kind of put a little bit on here with a scraper. I can't remember what these are called. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with this. I'm just gonna get a small, uh-oh, is this expired? It's not expired, is it? Oh, it's supposed to be like putty. Okay. Sure. I'm so used to like the wall stuff that you put in onto like your paint, like before you paint. I'm so used to that stuff, and it's a lot thinner than this. I decided to also do the corners where the screws were. This one you can still kind of see a screw it in as much as I could have, but this is how all the joints are kind of looking. Here are the ones on the outsides. Did these ones down here too, these ones as well. All right, so now that that is completely done, we are going to cover this table with probably like an old tablecloth or something, and then I'm going to start staining. All right, let's get that up there. So I'm gonna use up the sample that I had first, because I might be able to do the entire thing with just this sample. But look, I have a nice new brush and everything, so we are just gonna get to it. That is the first layer and probably the only layer done. It seems way darker than I was expecting. I don't know how I feel about it. I know that it will lighten, you know. I like the color. I definitely like the color. I definitely like the color. It just seems like a lot right now. But I know this is like the color that I was going for. You know what I mean? Like this was the color that I wanted. It just like seems a lot because it's such a big amount of wood. And I'm just like imagining this all on that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a lot. So I didn't do the other side yet. This is just the first side. The nice thing is that all I have to do on the other side is just like the top of it, because I did all the sides and nooks and crannies and all that kind of stuff, so that'll be nice, quick and easy. So I'm gonna let this dry maybe for the rest of the night. I'm gonna check and see if it's gonna rain, because if it is, then I'll probably end up putting it in like the shed or something and like letting it dry, because I don't want this getting wet as it's drying, of course. All right, so I just finished cleaning up for the day, and the next thing that you're gonna see is us staining the back of the door, and then finally getting to staining the whole greenhouse, which means after that is done and looking so beautiful, we then get to put the hinges on the door and the locks and all that kind of stuff and put the door onto the greenhouse, and then we can put the siding around the greenhouse as well. And that will pretty much be everything that we're going to be getting done this year. That sounds weird to say it like that, but as I mentioned a few times, we're not going to put the plastic on until the spring. So it's kind of just going to be like an empty frame greenhouse until next spring. We'll figure out when we want to actually put the plastic up to where it's safe enough to not get hurt by tree branches or snow, that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm so excited. We've gotten so far in this project, and that just means I'm pretty sure we only have like 3 steps left until this greenhouse is done for this year.